Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Boy, it's been a while since I've been able to do a thing called flea market finds, simply because most of the flea markets in the area have been closed, and we reopened them up about a month and a half or so ago, but the vendors, quite understandably, have been somewhat reluctant to show up, and this last weekend was nice and gave me an opportunity to just go down to one of the small flea markets that kind of dot the landscape and see what I could find. Didn't find much, but I thought I would preview with you some of the tips about buying at flea markets and some of the finds that I had. There was only 4 or 5. I spent $23 in total, so I guess that's totally acceptable in terms of not going crazy, but what I did find will be interesting, and I think for the most part they'll make it to video as well. So the first thing I want to do is thank our first responders, our essential personnel, our in-line people like the police and fire and EMTs and healthcare workers and that, for all you're doing to keep us safe during this pandemic. I really do appreciate your efforts, and thank you for all that you do, and hopefully this little bit of encouragement will keep you going during some of the tough times that we're having out there. Appreciate it all. We start here with the first one I found. This was a $5 purchase. It was a Mitchell Garcia 304, and as you can tell, it's squirreled with line. So the vendor just kind of had it on his table along with a whole bunch of other stuff, not fishing related, and kind of said, well, it doesn't seem to be working, and I can kind of guess why. There's no tension on the drag, the line's right there. I don't even understand why the fellow would sell something like this in that condition. Why not at least take the line off? But you know what? It became a $5 reel, and I kind of like these. The bail works. I'm tripping that manually, and I think it's just a matter that somebody had a reel that they really didn't know much about. It's all dirty. You can see there's just lines and lines of dust and whatever on here. Most of it comes right off. So I'm not quite sure what it is that they were doing with it, but that's a $5 fine. I think I've done a Mitchell 304. I'm going to go check my library. If I haven't done that, we'll do this one to see what else shows up there. So the second one then, I actually found a fellow selling rods and reels. And I think the whole lot of these cost me, this one cost me $15, 2 reels, 1 rod. This is a Daiwa. It's a Daiwa graphite reel, so it's an older reel. Interesting with this one is it does not have the quick flyer release on the rear drag setup. So this one's a medium duty reel, and it shares a lot of the same things as a traditional rear drag reel, but it doesn't have the easy cast function, and it has a multiple stop on the anti-reverse. It doesn't come back to the one spot again. This is good for inshore ocean. It's got a higher capacity. It handles heavier line. Kind of a transitional reel, but it's about a 40 or a 50 size, and we haven't done one of these, I know. So sometimes I just go out and I purchase the reels to make shows on videos for the YouTube channel. This one came along with a one-piece Daiwa rod, which I really like. I just like their single piece, not the dual piece rods. This one's a strike gold 413. It's got the modern eyelets in them. It's a 6.5 or 7 foot rod, but it has the modern eyelets with the inserts. And folks ask me, what do you do to clean rods up? Well, here's an example. I don't hawk products, but if a product works and I use it, I let you know. And this is a Penn rod and reel cleaner, and it's going to take a lot of this UV and scraping and dirt and the like off of this rod, and I'm looking forward to fishing with that one. So we'll make a video on the rear drag Daiwa graphite reel, and we will clean that rod up with that cleaner. So he also had another reel here, and this is a 3-ball bearing Daiwa reel. It's called the Silver Spin. And I think his price on this one was $5. So I got the rod and 2 reels for $15. And my full intention is to take that graphite reel off and put this one on after I clean that one up. And again, from folks selling at flea markets and that, I don't know why they don't go through the effort of removing the line. Maybe they think it's a benefit and that somebody's going to come out and fish that line, but not me. I think I've said more than one occasion, if you're buying a used reel, or even if you have your own reel and you're doing an annual service on it, get rid of that line, because the stretch and the UV will make that line prone to snap, and you certainly don't want to lose a fish over that. So this is the 2500 size. It's right in the middle of the 2 and the 3 sizes, either the 2030s or the 2000s and 3000s. It's built for 6, 8, and 10 pound tackle line, and holds 210 yards of 6 pound line. So it's a nice little size reel. This is running very smooth, so I can't imagine it was even used much. But for $5, you can't argue it. And like I said, I love those single blank poles on the Daiwa side. So I'm going to take that graphite off. I'm going to clean this one up. Probably do a video on this one too. Clean this one up, put it on the other one, and take it fishing. So stay tuned for that one. So then I got 2 rod and reels here that were also in there, and believe it or not, they were $3 each. Rightfully so. So here's a traditional casting Zebco rod with a Phenor reel on it. It's the Phenor Ahab. I wanted to do this one as a kind of a case study in the Phenor, tell you a little story about them. That the company goes all the way back to the 1930s, built out of Miami, but this reel is just a tuition reel. There's a very difficult time turning the reel. It does turn, but you'll notice the spool's not going up and down. So it's got a broken crosswind block, and I'm not sure I can find a crosswind block for that. And I'm not sure what kind of damage may have occurred when that crosswind block broke inside this reel. So we're going to take a look at that. We'll do a video on it, kind of as a tuition study, if you will. But I don't expect to see that one going fishing. And to my luck, if it does, if I can find a crosswind block for that. The Ahab series is a nice series of reels. That one probably has lived its last dream now. And then finally, this is a nice little combination here. This is it's a no-name brand, if you will. It's called a Wilcor Sport. It's your traditional bait caster with one kind of improvement. It does have a star drag on it, and it comes on a 5'6", 5.5 foot casting rod. The rod is beautiful and clean. I can't even say this was used much. However, what I can say, I got it for next to nothing. I guess it was the $3 as well, because there was line jammed under the star drag here. So I guess when they went to store it, they wrapped the line. I think this is actually the line. They wrapped the line around that star drag, much like they did with that Mitchell reel, and got caught underneath there, and it wouldn't operate. The handle wouldn't turn, and that didn't take anything to go make that go away. So I don't typically do service on these spin cast reels. The reason for that is the reel costs less than the service does, so why would you? But if you happen to know how to do one of these, they're simple enough in structure. Actually, we can probably even take this off and show you. Just simply remove the bullet cap. The whole assembly should pull right out. The whole assembly pulls out, and all you really need to do is just grease the pinion gear and the main gear. And as I mentioned, in this one, you actually have a star drag in this one. And this is the catch lever that goes inside to release. It'll push up and release. Let your line out and then come back down so that you can crank it. So yeah, so another $3 reel and pole. So for, I think it was 23, I'm doing my math now, I think it's 26 that was spent. I got a couple of projects for the general YouTube channel. I've got a few reels here that I'm going to use as tuition reels, that being the Phenor. I've got a 304 that should clean up nicely, and I have two Daiwa reels there, one of which I'm going to swap out on that Daiwa pole and make a lighter weight combination for some inshore fishing that should make this silver spin on that 6-foot pole work beautifully. So that's my flea market find. So look for a couple of things. Look for things that are out of sorts. There's no reason in the world this one should have sold for $5, but obviously it was around for a long time, all kinds of dust and grease and grime in there, all spun up like nobody cared about it, nobody knew it. Look for the unusual. This one was just sitting next to the rods and reels, and I guess they felt it was an orphan and wanted to sell that one quickly. And then look for the ones that are just sort of out of place, and that's where you generally will get your bargains on flea market finds. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Look forward to seeing some of these videos. If you want to see them, please subscribe. That's the best way to make sure that you see these as I get these posted. If you have any comments, please leave your questions on this or any particular fishing reel. And if you're stuck on a fishing reel trying to service it and you need some help, leave them in the comment section. I'll try to reply to you. And again, let's all be safe. Let's get through this pandemic together. Let's do the things that we're being asked to do in terms of the face shields and social distancing and appropriate respect for everybody as we all kind of find our way through this. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, please like it at the end of the video. If you have a reel that needs to be repaired, just contact me by email on the business card that follows. So this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.